Blue Lock Chapter 335 has just released. The game continues with France's possession, and Karasu gets his time to shine coming off of last chapter. So much development was in this chapter, team-ups, unexpected events, and even whole damn transformations. I'll just say, depending on who you like, you're either gonna be the happiest person in the world or straight down in the dumps. There's a lot to cover, so let's jump into it quick. The chapter picks up right where we left off. The goalkeeper has the ball after catching Isagi's shot and gets ready to throw it to France. Aiku starts yelling to get back. Here comes the counter, and both Ryu and Ryo are panicking as well, because at the bottom of the page is a certain someone going full speed ahead. Ryo out here screaming to stop Loki, and we see Bro's eyes are widened out as he uses Godspeed straight down the pitch running for the ball. Y'all, this is a horrible look. I don't know if I can handle being a 0-2 this early on in the game. It's only been 5 chapters. Got all of us feeling like Team Nigeria, so we need to lock in hard on this defense. And Loki's going a little too quick for my liking. Bro really left the enemy and his team behind. Everyone's necks are broken watching him leave. We jump over to the sidelines real quick where we see Henri and Ego. It's honestly been a while since we've seen them. I know a lot of y'all love seeing Henri, but I'm interested in seeing what Ego thinks of the France game so far, especially with his son getting shut down and Hugo's philosophy. She tells Ego that their strategies have been completely read, and Bro is leaning forward, so you know he's taking this seriously. The only time in life when guys be leaning forward like this is when they have to lock in. Henri looks back at Ego, questioning if they have a plan, even suggesting a substitution maybe, which I know got everyone's attention just simply by the word substitution. Ego just sits there giving zero dialogue, literally the meme of Bro just frozen, so I guess we're not getting any thoughts on the game just yet. But more importantly, we see Loki get the ball for the first time this match, and oh no, this cannot be good. They tried getting us off guard by showing Henri and Ego so that we ignore this small panel of Loki. He looks forward and instantly starts running full speed ahead, somehow teleporting. Got Hiyori looking at his after image. And Isagi's getting a good look at his kit. So now the final boss finally has possession and he's just running it down. However, Chigiri is quick to the counter and intercepts Loki, putting his hand on him. That's what I like to see, man. If there is one matchup everyone's been wanting to see this game, it's the speedsters going head-to-head. I would argue Chigiri is the only person suitable for the job too, and they are just cutting it up. Even the dust is getting left behind, with Chigiri merely managing to stay on him. He says that he won't let Loki do as he pleases, and then realizes Loki isn't just fast, but his contact play is strong too, since he has an arm on Chigiri as well. But that's when Karasu comes out of nowhere and slide tackles the ball away from Loki, which is absolutely shocking to me, and Loki seems just as shocked too. Got him mad confused with an exclamation point question mark. But I will say, I still don't know if Bro is full trying, because he's not sweating or really doing much even. Bro just ran in a straight line. Yeah, I'ma just say he's not trying at all. I know it's bad looks because first time Loki got the ball and he's boosting the narrative fraud allegations. I've seen so many people already call Loki a fake demon because 5 chapters in and he has yet to do any single thing of note. But the statement can go the other way too. 5 chapters in and he still hasn't shown us a smidge of what he's capable of. I've got PTSD from the times we've seen him, so only time will tell. Chigiri says nice job complimenting Karasu, and Karasu actually has the ball now. So Blue Lock is back in possession, all in part to the Crow. Immediately, he starts staring down the field, saying thanks to Chigiri challenging Loki, he was able to read the rhythm of the dribble and barely pull off a tackle. Karasu starts questioning what the next move should be as well, saying that they should assume all routes relying on Isagi is dead. Charles then jumps in, taunting Karasu, and he realizes at the rate they're going, they'll just get red and slowly crushed. He then pulls a Thanos and realizes he needs to do something himself, as we see him start running with the ball upfield, Crow Aura following him and all. We also take some time to get Isagi's dialogue, with him having a flashback of Hugo's words from last chapter, telling him to know his place and obey his destiny. In the present, Bro starts thinking that his skills aren't good enough and repeats that living as the number 2, if he devoted himself to making the team win instead of his own goal, the team might evolve. That might just be the best answer to defeat the world champions France, but That isn't Blue Lock. Isagi shouts out to Karasu to pass to him, and internally, he thinks that to become the world's best striker, this ego is the one thing he won't yield on. He'll figure something out. I'm not gonna lie, this close-up panel of his face really shows how much he's struggling, and Karasu in the next page sees that because the gloves are off and he just starts flaming bro. He calls him an idiot, and France isn't the kind of opponent they can beat with just willpower. If he relies on Isagi any further, Blue Lock dies here. Nah, getting flamed, the desperation on his face. They doing Isagi dirty, man. I'ma have to endure this for the whole game, huh? Isagi getting embarrassed left and right. This game is literally the law of equivalent exchange, because Nigeria was full glaze on Isagi, and now it's turned into a glorified hating session on bro. Both are correct in their certain circumstances too. I'ma be for real. We need Isagi ASAP on that Rin training, because he needs to get Hugo out of his head. He can do better, man. Anyways, Karasu says that something has to change. He has to change right here, as we see his flow state eyes activate. And in the most elegant, beautiful panel I've laid my eyes on, Karasu awakens, saying for the sake of Blue Lock, he will become number 2. Oh my god. The wings, the claws, the eyes. This is so peak. This might be a top 2 aura of all time. Right behind my boy Itoshi Rin. Karasu literally transformed into the calm down Isagi meme. The fit upgrade is immaculate, and now it's time to see his awakening unfold. Next page, we see him start dribbling with wings on his back, getting past bats, and even surprising Hugo. Someone even more shocked than him is Isagi, who realizes that Karasu used his movement as a decoy to dribble past him, and I can't get over Isagi's face here. Bro is flabbergasted at this. Isagi questions if Karasu is planning to take it all the way, and wonders if they've ever practiced this pattern. What exactly is Karasu aiming for? Charles is confused too, saying that the vibe shifted, and the goalkeeper shouts out again, watch out for the shot. Here it comes again. But Karasu in his mind knows he's not going to shoot, as next page shows him analyzing the field and telling himself to erase his consciousness as a striker, strip away all the unnecessary information, and use himself as the number 2. Karasu is actually the definition of locked in, fully undergoing the Hugo propaganda, the flow state eyes, vision on the whole field, getting ready to create a new design. He spots Bachira first and says not there. He refers to Chigiri as well and says that won't work either. And then he calls Rin an idiot, reaching out his hand with a crow design. Yo, Karasu turned into Not from Black Clover. Shout out to my Black Clover fans, but seriously, what tomfoolery is Karasu on? The Nigeria game and the last few chapters, he was just doing okay. It was passable, but Karasu stocks is quite literally the equivalent of 2012 Bitcoin. He's out here moving like prime ego Jinpachi. Anybody who invested in bro is up big right now. Karasu is trying to figure out what the best option most suitable for a goal is, and the next page, we see him hit a pass while holding back bats. And damn, this pass got some impact to it. Feathers flying everywhere, peep the arm on bats too. He really trying his hardest out here and still getting violated by Karasu. It genuinely puts a smile on my face, man, to see other characters get their shine. Karasu really did numbers this chapter with taking the ball, dribbling, and getting a pass. But the big question is, who is the pass going to? Bachira, Chigiri, Rin, and Isagi are all out of the equation, so who possibly could it be? As Rin and Hugo are staring at the ball, Isagi is shocked yet again. Karasu says the striker is you. That's right, y'all. It's none other than Hiyori who receives the ball. What a plot twist. Hiyori, the OG duo, is coming back. These two have a history together, questionable history and dialogue, I would say, but this would be the first time seeing the combo on the big stage. Okay, Hiyori, you have one job. Don't piss me off. At the current moment, you have a 0% goal percentage. We need you to change that number. I know the community is completely divided with Hiyori getting the ball. It's either people who have lost all hope, already believing it's over, or people who believe in Hiyori that he'll make the goal. Either way, man, we just need someone to do something. Karasu tells Hiyori, let's go, you super sadist. And Hiyori says, fine, we're stuck with each other, as both their aura eyes pop up, and the chapter ends off there. Alright, so from start to finish, this chapter gave us a lot of development, and also a lot of hype. Karasu's awakening, I would say, really lived up to the expectations. He really did fit the qualifications of Hugo's suitable destiny theory, and even refers to it a few times here. I saw a lot of people talk about it. I talked about it even a little bit in my last chapter review, so round of applause for everyone that got his awakening right. Now, Karasu obviously threw away his striker role to focus on him being number 2, and with that he devised a new design, which I think is the key for the France game moving forward. As long as BLUELOCK is innovating in the moment, it's gonna be a harder time for France, who's already predicted everything BLUELOCK currently has, and it's cool to see that Karasu was the one to innovate that for them. So by making new designs, unexpected plays, and awakenings, all 3 of those things will be the key factor for this game, which I still think we're gonna lose, but at least we can put up a fight. One of the biggest things in this chapter, Karasu choosing Hiyori in the end as a striker. Honestly, I don't know how to feel. Bro has a 0% goal percentage at this moment. He missed in the Ubers match and got blocked by the Nigeria goalkeeper of all people. Plot really wasn't on Bro's side, but I will say with the next chapter title called Crow and Ice, one of the best chapter names, by the way, Hiyori might actually have a chance here. Because I mean, Crow obviously referring to Karasu and Ice obviously referring to Hiyori, it's really hinting that their link-up play will be the one to open up this game for BLUELOCK. And I'm glad that they're getting highlight because they were definitely sidelined at the start. I just find it kind of weird because during the Ubers game, wasn't his whole development that he will produce the world's best with his passes, and if they don't keep up with it, they get dropped? So unless we somehow forgot that development, which I think it's very hard to because the end of the Ubers game is literally known as Hiyori Lock, I'm kind of leaning towards the side that this might not work out as well as we might think. Now let's talk a little bit about Isagi. Everyone's been talking about Bro because he's having his downfall and whatnot. This is kind of the first time he's having a mental struggle mid-game of either balancing between a midfielder and becoming the number 2 or chasing his dream of becoming a striker. Of course, with Hugo being in his head and Isagi wanting to prove him wrong, all of that is causing his mental struggles and sort of illogical plays simply to prove him wrong. Because he's struggling so much too, none of it is working, and sort of a dilemma for Bro because he's useless right now, but BLUELOCK is all about being an egoist. He doesn't want to give that up. He's sort of in a lose-lose situation because if he acknowledges Hugo, he gives up on his dream. But if he keeps acknowledging his dream and chasing it, nothing will change and he'll keep being useless. Now, I think the solution for this is it's simply less of chasing his own goal because, you know, everyone's an egoist throughout BLUELOCK, but more of just having Hugo in his head and that mental struggle. He needs to get over that mental hurdle in order to start playing normally again. Currently, there is no signs for that, which is why Karasu is saying France isn't an opponent you could beat with willpower, so Isagi kind of needs to get his stuff together. In general, though, the way he's playing right now is absolutely selling the game. In fact, one of the popular beliefs is that for next chapter, Isagi might sabotage Hiyori and Karasu's play for his own goal, and if that happens, oh my god, Isagi would be slandered to the ground, and it would really show how illogical he is at the moment, because he's just being an egoist simply to prove Hugo wrong. Now, obviously, that's just a theory and a popular belief. We don't know for sure what's gonna happen in the next chapter. It could just be a Hiyori and Karasu chapter where Isagi doesn't even get screen time. But again, if Isagi does end up doing something like that, the results in both the community slander and the France game will be disastrous. Like, just simply picture if Isagi sells another goal scoring opportunity, I really think at that point, Isagi might actually get benched, which is a popular theory at the moment because of Isagi being useless in the game currently. Maybe he can take some time to analyze from the bench as well. It would be a way to quote-unquote humble his character too, and we've never seen that before in BLUELOCK, Isagi getting benched. I would argue if there is any time for him to be benched throughout the U20 World Cup, it would probably be this game too. All the other games, I expect him to do good when he's past his downfall, he's developed, he's done good, but then for this game where he's currently having a downfall, it just makes the most sense to have him sub out. Me personally though, I want to see him work through this problem in real time and figure it out by playing, just like he did throughout the Neo Egoist League. Maybe someone will help him as well, a potential sub like Barou or Shido. I really think by the next 2 to 3 chapters, we'll see our first subs. Now, this is kind of a random gamble because we don't know the time of the game, but the fact that Henri mentioned it earlier in this chapter, Ego wasn't even saying anything in response to, makes me think that we'll be seeing one very soon. So with that being said, make sure to leave any thoughts you have down below. What's your thoughts on this chapter, predictions for the next one, anything like that? If you made it to the end though, thank you so much for watching. watching as always. YouTube really thinks you like this video right here, so be sure to check that one out too. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one.